Eric and I have only fished together a couple of times. It's always been a competitive situation. So to tell you the whole truth, I've never let him pick up a point blank rod until today.
That's actually true.
Now he has. I gave him a little 7-foot spinning rod early this morning with a little chrome mirror dine on it. And he immediately proceeded to cast it over the bar and get hung up, and we had to go get it out of there. But what did you think of the rod overall, Eric?
Oh, the sensitivity you've already touched on, but to me was the castability of it and how little input you have to put in the rod to get the lure to do what you want to do. I think you described it as you can kind of punch it out there. There's no winding up for a cast. You can flick it and it just punches the bait out as well, better than any rod I've ever thrown, especially with these little mirror dines. And that's so important when you're fishing these trout in that shallower water, is to be able to get the bait away from the boat. Really impressed with it.
Well, that's the thing that most people have a little trouble understanding when they first pick up a high modulus rod like this. With a composite rod or a graphite rod that doesn't have this modulus, your back cast is all important, because you load the rod. You start generating the speed with your back cast. That loads the rod, and then you come forward with it, and that's where you get the power in your cast. The recovery on these blanks is so fast that the back cast is just not nearly as important as it once was. You can take a nice slow back cast and just generate most of your speed on the forward cast and actually get more distance in a lot of cases, because these stiffer, higher modulus fibers unload at such incredible speed that it just negates the idea of backloading the rod on a back cast.
Yeah,
and that takes a little while to get used to, but once you do, you just find yourself looking at something and just punching toward that, and
exactly,
it just
it just sends it, and it's very light. I made the joke that we were fishing out here Saturday. When we got done, my shoulders and my elbow were hurting, and Jim laughed and said, well, that's not going to happen today, and he's right. There's so much little effort to get it to go. Nobody's going to give you any sympathy for saying you got sore joints from fishing, but
especially if you're the one catching all the fish, which you were today.
Like I said, home field advantage.
As usual, I got whipped, but that's usually the way it goes.
It'll be your turn next time.
Who knows? Well, we hope you all have learned something. We'll try to do a few more of these, and maybe touch on some of the finer points of building a point blank and some of the techniques we use out here fishing. And thanks for watching. Beautiful little trout. Did you see that? It was a good fish too. That's how much line I had out. Hit it 1 inch below the surface, 6 feet from the boat. I like it when they're biting like that. Yeah.